up, shipheads? Well, Ken anyways. What's up, Ken? How's it going? Welcome to Trek Mods, and welcome to my little ship show, which is a show about this little ship. And this is the Cardassian Federation ship. Let me just get rid of these extra bits, because my mission was to only use parts from this kit to modify it into a Federation style starship. So I'm going to be playing around with that tonight. These are all the bits I have left. The nacelles are crafted out of the bottom round part here, the sides of this. I just cut this piece into a bunch of bits and flattened them out and reassembled them all into some nacelles here. So I'm going to be trying to get some lights into that. Jeff's here. How's it going, Jeff? Captain on the bridge, Captain Charlemagne. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Ken saying hi to him. So I got to, here's the top. My little saucer there, all elongated. So I was looking at this, and I started playing with my pencils. Using this sort of saucer shape as an influence. Sketching and doodling around, and got to something like that. So here's how I do this. I'm refining it now. So what I do is I draw half at a time to ensure symmetry, and I'll get all the details and get it as nice and perfect as I want. And then I put it over on my light pad, and I just trace this side, flip it, and trace that side, and draw it half at a time. So that was my next idea that I'm playing with. If you guys were watching the stream last night, I built some schmegos. Did the alien space bird, and I did the future Navy ship. That was fun. All right, so let's get to this. So what I need to do is I got to figure out something for my front deflector here. Jeff says, doing good, just debating my build schedule for 2026 on what I want to work on and go from there. Yeah, you're planning ahead. That's a good idea. I don't really, I get ideas and then I try to do stuff. I don't really plan ahead. So I got a bunch of things in mind that I want to make next, but I don't know which one it's going to be. Once I'm done what I'm working on, I just decide from there which one I need. So it looks like I made a hole right there by accident when I was drilling that. That's okay. That's an easy fix. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. I'll just drop some glue and baking soda in it. Fix it up. Not going to worry about that yet. Actually, I will do it right now because that makes it easier. I don't have to screw around in the future once I got other things in the way and more details and stuff like that. So let's get a bit of this out. So this stuff's thick enough that it'll sort of leave a bit of a meniscus on the edge of it there. And that allows me to get a little bit and a little bit more. More. I could just as easy fill it with putty, but I'm not a fan of that Vallejo putty. It stays rubbery and it doesn't do what I want to do. I want to be able to sand and file something right away, nice and smooth. And that stuff does not allow it. Get a real thin one here. Just get in right here. This little square one. Maybe I'll go for a different shape. Something I can get into the corner with. There we go. Now I got the little disc bay sander to get into here, but you need to get rid of the super glue lump first, because it'll just take too long. It's not aggressive enough to take that down fast enough for me. So I'll use the file first, and then if I don't get it nice and smooth enough, I'll get in there with the little precision thing. So now I want to go right up against the little raised detail. So I'll get a flat one with a sharp edge. Get in there with my blade. I'll just kind of chisel it down. Give it a wee blowjob. And there we go. I'm able to get it fairly smooth just with the blade. That's good enough for now. Extra bit right there we don't want. Cameron's here. Good evening, Cameron, my brother-in-law. How's it going, buddy? Jeff says, funny enough, Jody, I got the two 1/2500 scale Enterprise E kits. That's the only ship that I don't have pretty much yet is an Enterprise E of any scale. I want to get an Enterprise E. Got the box, a couple different kits with a bunch of 2500 scale models in them, but none of them have the Enterprise E. He says, eventually doing a Sovereign class battle cruiser, because I see the Sovereign more of a cruiser and a D a battleship. Got it, because it's sleeker and more sort of, sexier compared to the D, right? And Russ from Cosmic Quest is here. How's it going, Russ? Thanks for joining. Nice to see you. I saw what you were working on your post the other day on YouTube. Looking forward to your video. Your project's looking pretty cool so far. All right, so that's not bad. I got that filled back in pretty good. Dusting the details there. That's okay. You can barely see that. So I had a big groove there because I was drilling, I had these pylons off, and I wanted to make sure it was clear for wiring. So I was drilling through the whole thing this way, and I guess I went through the side there without realizing it. But it's good. We got it all fixed up now. Pop this back off. I made a hole here, and the back's still open, so I can put lights, because I went and glued this. Well, actually I didn't. It's not glued, but these are glued in, and this front piece is all glued together and secured, because I had to close the front. So what I did was I cut the middle out of this, and I used the corner pieces right there, and then I added this sort of curvy piece here that was part of this, because this had like a raised where's the raised bit? Right here. So this had some like parts around it that I used here or here to fill in the front. So I need to fill in more of this front because I want like a deflector there. So the ship deflector is this bit right here, which is not a clear piece. So that's another thing. There's no clear pieces on this. But the only place we might need, I'm going to try to get a Raytheon effect here because this isn't painted on the inside. It's all going to be light block from the outside. So I'm going to attempt to get like a Raytheon on the side there for chiller grills. And I'll probably build like a glue dome like I did for the tiny Enterprise in the Nebula butter dish there. What I did was I just went around with the glue and I dipped it in the stuff and went around and dipped and went around and dipped, and I just kept building up layers and built that dome like 3D printing basically, right? Additive material printing is what I was doing. Just a manual process of it. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do to fill in this front just a little bit. And then I'm going to try something. Once I figure out the shape I have here for my deflector, I'm going to try that additive material printing technique on my glass pad here with the glue and the powder. And I'm going to try to make a clear part for this, a frosty clear part. Jeff says that's a very good way to describe it. Oh, the additive material printing? Is that what you're talking about? Ken says the 1400. The Enterprise E. Okay. Oh, my coffee needs a stir. So here's what I got left from the Cardassian parts. I've got this domey module here. And then we got this front nosy piece here, which has a flat spot on it, which could be a good candidate for use. Let me just get that apart. No, it's actually just this flat bit here. I don't know why I never thought to take this off, and I just could have used that whole thing right on the front like that, trimmed it down, cut a hole instead of screwing around with that. It took me an hour and a half to do that. Let me see. Jeff says the E being sleeker and sexier, while the D being bulkier, as you said, that was what I was commenting on being a very good way. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, the E is sexier, so it's more of a cruising sort of, it's like a hot rod. Right. Okay, so Ken says the AMT 1400 Enterprise will be out soon. Yeah, that's right. They're re-releasing it, right? I think I heard that, or someone told me. I think Andrew mentioned it. They're re-releasing the 1400 scale Enterprise E, and yeah, I might try to get one. Never done the Enterprise E. A little bit here from the Bird of Prey that I didn't use and couldn't figure out where it's supposed to go. So just put that to the side. I got this bit right here that's supposed to go on the back part where this tail connects to, right? These are parts of like a fan tail thing it had on the back. I turned that into the pylons. Maybe get this inside here. Actually,
I think I just got an idea. I
can put this in and then just have the light shining around it. Right? Right. Where is me marker? I need me marker. Where's me marker? Which one? Here's one. Deep Space Crafts is here. Welcome. Welcome, buddy. How's it going? Let's see. Jeff says, what is the difference with the rebox and the re-release? I think it's translucent now. I think it's like a clear, like not clear, but like this Voyager one here. I think it's going to be like this. Other than that, I think it's the same. Andrew will be streaming after me at 9 o'clock, so he'll have more knowledge about that. So we'll probably ask him. He probably knows everything about it. I think he mentioned on one of his streams before that I need this to stick in there maybe just a little bit. So yeah, I think Andrew mentioned on one of his streams about it, and I think it's translucent, and that's the only difference. Maybe the other way. Yes, like that. Why translucent? No offense, but never been a fan of translucent plastic. I don't know. Apparently, it's easier to light the windows because a lot of people don't like to drill out the holes for the windows. But I'm going to do that anyways on that Voyager one. I prefer to drill them out than scrape the paint off. Even though I haven't tried that technique yet on a model, I don't see it looking as nicely as drilling them out. I have a good technique for opening windows on the plastic and drilling through, so I'll stick with what I'm good at and I know works for me. Because I don't see scraping the paint off looking all that nice and smooth. So I'm just trying to outline this, and I'm going to remove a bit more material from around the opening here so that we get a sort of a gap of light that's going to come through that. So yeah, Deep Space Craft says easier to light. Jeff says, I mean, whether drill, rather scrap, no offense, but to each their own. Jeff says, I mask the windows on the translucent models and then remove the masks. A bit of a job, but a good result. Yeah, that looks good when you do it that way, but that's not something I would do. Like, I don't have one of those circuit cutters to make masks, and I'm not going to buy them. So I'm just going to use my file here so that I can get, or at least, get a nice hole in my finger and try to get a nice smooth hole on this, nice and straight and flat. Up to my line because I want to open that up and try to have a little gap in there. Turn this to the side. Get that bevel angle. Okay, so I'm banging into the top inside there. My file's not that long, but it's banging the hell out of the top and the sides. Back in a few, gonna pick up the pizza. Nice. For the Hungry Howies. What's the Hungry Howies? Is this some sort of secret society that you're part of? If you can't tell me, I understand. Secret. We now commence the weekly meeting of the Hungry Howies. All members, did you bring your forks? But it's pizza. We don't need forks. All right, let's hold this up to here. See what kind of, you know what? Where's my little light that I have to play with stuff like this? There it is. It's right beside your brain, boss. It's beside your brain. Ah, it was under my brain. Okay, so it's gonna sort of shine that up like that. Hold this up like this just to see what kind of light we got coming through. Not bad. I think I can open it up a bit more and I can recess this little thing into there. How much? So that'll glow pretty well if I don't paint it. That's kind of cool. I could just paint the little pins right here. Right, I could just paint those two little pins and maybe the lower detail around the outside of it. So that's kind of cool. And I can get that right inside. But I can't do that until I actually put some lights into here. So, time for the hard part. Glad you're here, Ken. Glad you're here. Might need your help with this stuff. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Ken, for reminding everybody. Go molest that like button. And its roommate, the subscribe button. All right, so first I need these wires here. I need the power. Turn that on and make sure that it's not at 12 volts or anything like that, because that would be silly. Three. Keith is here. Good evening, Keith. How's it going, my friend? Keith says, hi, all. Yeah, Trent's here, too. Welcome, Trent. I'm just trying to set my power supply here to the appropriate voltage. I'm not that good at doing it. There, I'm going to go with 2.0 6, because it's a nice safe starting point for 3-volt lights. I'm not going to need much. I actually should probably make my little windows first, eh? But you don't want to sit here watching me drill out windows. I can drill the windows out after. Decide where I want them. So there's going to be some. Pretty much all the little flat parts are going to get windows right here. Probably something large in the front. Some around the sides, because there's a little bit of space in there where I'll have enough room to drill them out, because I plan on, this is beveled and it kind of goes right in and fits right in there. But what I want to do is lift it and slide it a little bit forward so I get this hole right here. Right, I'll get a little hole right there, and that can be an impulse engine. And then this is just a matter of filling in the end here with a little piece of the extra plastic that I have, which I can just simply add like that right to the tip, which will be super easy, barely an inconvenience. So we'll put that down. I gotta grab some lights. Oh, look what I bought. I bought some of these little connectors here. I don't think I'll be using them in this, but I did get some. I'll be using them in my bigger models, bigger builds. Probably the Enterprise C Narendra class mod. I'll probably try to use them in there. That's going to be a complicated one. Talk to Jordan and get some tips and pointers on building that particular kit. Of course, I'm going to do a bunch of modifications to it, but he'll still have input on the kit itself, and certain things I got to do. Never hurts to talk to someone who has prior experience to what you want to try to do, right? Okay, move some of this crap out. Yeah, out of the way. Crap. All right, so I've got... okay, so Ken, since you're here, that big-ass bag you sent me, all full of lights, should I be consulting that bag for this particular model? Where did I even put that?
It got me around here somewhere.
Tea, always a good idea, especially if it's Earl Grey. Hot. All right, so I got these tinies. Look how tiny. It's so tiny. I got those, but I don't think I need to go that tiny. And then I got these guys here, which I've been using so far on most of my models. Okay, so Ken says no. I think they are too big. Okay, so are they 3 mils or are they 5 mil LEDs? These are 3 mils, and I could actually use these in some places in there somewhere. And I might try to slip these into the, let me see. If I got enough room to shove it in there, maybe not. It's too closed off. I wonder if I can take enough plastic off this little bulb to get it in there. Or I'll just save these for larger. These are flickering. I got some tea lights, fake candles that. Oh no, that's a color changing one. Okay, never mind. They're in here. I got them somewhere. I got a bunch of flickering fake candlelight ones the same thing that Todd was showing us last night on the on his Batmobile thing there. All right. So I wonder if I should just try to use these little guys. Ken says they're 3 millimeters. Yeah, so that's what these are. These are 3 mils. So, like, I got room to, you know, I can put one of these in here. And I got the red ones. These ones that were in the pack of resistors that Donnie sent me are actually even smaller. They just look smaller because they got a rounded tip, but they're also a little 3 mils, and those will fit into the front there, into the Boussard bit. I'll be able to get those into there. It's not going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience to get these wired up together. I'm going to start with these. Start with the tail and work my way to the tip. So I'm going to use one of these and one of these. No. What color is this? Is this a blue one or is this a white one? I need my lighter to find out. Because these wires have like a sort of a ceramic coating on them. And I'm going to flip it. Try the other side. Nothing. Okay, so those are the white ones. Those are white ones. I need blue.
You gonna make your book nook?
Cool. Mary's gonna make her candy store book nook.
I'll try.
Ken says, that's what she said. I should have saw that when it came up. What's what she said? Oh, probably when I was saying, that's small enough that I can get it in there. I bet you that's what she said. 3 millimeters. Yeah, that's what she said. Trent's like, I roll like that, start in the back, finish in the front. Trent, you got it. Especially with starships. Ken says, you can check what I sent you. I believe there are some flickering lights in there. Oh, cool. Well, if there are, I'm not going to use them on this tiny model. That's better used on a larger model for dramatic effect. Okay, what do we got here? 3.2 volts. So I should be able to use these flat out with no resistor. one of each in there should be enough. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so what are we at here? 2.7 volts. All right, and if that's inside, can I get in there? It's going to need a bit of trimming. I'll have to take the little lip off of it to get it in there. So what I'm going to have to do is put wires in there. And I'm going to have to get some very thin wires. So let me take a look over here. So I got the cutoffs from the so from whenever I use these little tiny SMDs here, there's a lot of excess wire they give you with that. So I got a bunch of them here. Grab a red, grab a blue, grab a blue. Ken says most of the lights I sent you are resistored for 9 volts. So they already have resistors on them. Excellent. Excellent. So, question. If I wanted to reduce them further down to 3 volts, can you just add another resistor, or do you have to change it to a different resistor? Or is resisting it just futile at this point? Pun totally intended. All right, so we got a pair. And these guys aren't easy to strip. The best way to strip these is just to burn them off. Just give them a little scrape. So I'm going to put this up through here. Give it a bend so I can try to get it to come out the front. Okay. So we'll get one in the front. That's going to get a red. Well, time to get this guy down. Turn this thing on like a Klingon. Oh, no. No. Here we go. You know, if I had a half a mind, put these in this little pan right here. So that they don't get all sucked up by the magnets. Ken says, you can add, I believe. Okay, good to know. I have something to try. Okay, so I'm taking the red one. My computers are magnetized. What the? This crazy topsy-turvy world we're living in. All right, so I'm going to grab my fret leveling beam. And I'm just going to give this a rub to try to get rid of that lip so it fits in there. You know. you know, I'll grab it with these. Oh, that's wonderful. What a wonderful sound. That's better. A little pressure with the fingy. And Ken says, but if you are looking to run it on 3 volts, it may be over resisted. Yeah, like this is going to be 3 volts. This is a tiny model, so it's going to have like probably one of these for the power, or maybe one of the little, like the little tea light things that I got. Where did I put those? Where did I put anything? Ah, jeez, I've been giving myself a what for? There's one. So they're just a little thing like this, right? Well, this is the empty shell of it, but I have some more that I haven't taken apart yet. And I still have the insides that you can just hook up and switch on. It doesn't need much, right? It's going to power a couple little bulbs. And that can like practically be the base for this little model. Although I was thinking of using the bottom of the plastic wine glass here. And I'll show you something really cool about this. If you put a light down here like I did with my Miranda Hornet thing there, you get a nice glowy ring right around the edge of that, which is pretty cool. If I put it here, you kind of also get it. So if I was to make this into like the base, I could put a little light down here and have this glowy ring. That would look kind of cool. Ken says, nice! Nice! All right, so I think it should, let me get the other one. It doesn't have a wire in it already. See if that's going to fit almost in there. Still got to take a little more. Flip it over, so I don't think it matters if I flatten this, as long as I don't sand into the actual diode, which I don't think I'm going to do. There's still plenty of plastic on there. Alright, so now it's going to fit in there. Let's get it into Ficto. Let's get it into Ficto. Okay, I don't want that much of this stuff. Get these out of the way. Okay, so I don't want this much wire. Go about here. Grab that so it doesn't go flying. A bit longer so I know that that's the positive. Next, positive. Okay. Get this apart. Oh, we need to. No. Let's see. I need a shrinky dink. Where's the shrinky dinks? Oh, there it is. So I bought like a length of this stuff. I thought it was the smaller. I thought it was the 1 millimeter tube, but I guess I picked the wrong one. So it's the smallest one I have. Oh yeah, and just all unspooled off the little thing. Oh well, that's okay. So I'm going to put this on both wires. Then I'll just put one small one on the positive. That goes in the clips. And we've got some get some shmoo. Put a little shmeg on it. A little shmeg on that side too. Shmegaroo on your shmoo. I need that magnifying thing like Donnie has. I can't see this shit. Okay. I don't think this is going to shrink quite small enough, but it'll still help. Shmoo here, shmoo there, a little shmoo everywhere. Just gonna give it the old test. Okay. Let's see. Trent says, gotta get one of those OmniFixos. Have a theory on soldering long photo etch seams and be perfect for holding it in place. Actually, yes, that probably would work. Also, those 1, 2, 3 block things like Buck's always using, and some of the other guys have them too. They're like solid machined, perfectly square steel blocks. And, well, I guess it depends on what kind of angle you're trying to attach the photo etch pieces together. And you can also get like little jigs that'll hold stuff in place. But yeah, this will work, guaranteed. Russ says, "Hey Jody, are you going to enter any of your build in Wonderfest this year?" I'm gonna try to get some stuff in there. I don't know what I'm gonna bring. I got a lot of little models, right? I'm doing a lot of small stuff like this. So I don't know, maybe I'll just like try to get like a whole table or something. Like I saw last year, somebody had a whole table in the corner, and I had like about 30 little 1000 scale models, different variants. So I might try to do something like that, bring a whole bunch of little stuff to show off. It's easier to haul in the car all the way down to Louisville. Whoa, Howard's here, and he says, "Ew, I ran into Shmoo." Careful, Howard, don't step in the Shmoo. Ken says, "Hi." Russ says, "That would be cool." Yeah, I got a lot of little things like that little enterprise I did in the container, right? The little bird of prey, little 1000 scale bird of prey that I added lights to, stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't see it being that hard to just. Oh, I forgot to put a resistor on this. Oh, all right. Good thing I didn't shrink that down yet. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, where is the resistors? Every time I need something, I'm like, where? Oh, where? Oh, where? Because I think the ones I was using, I took out of this little box. Let's see. I have no idea how to use these. Someone told me before which one to use, and I've been using them, but now I can't find the little envelope of them. Of course, because that's how I freaking roll. Around randomly like a beach ball in the freaking wind. That's how I roll. Where? Winning. Okay, so these are the ones I've been using, or what I was told to use. They're 47 ohms plus 1% power, 1 to 4, whatever. I'm going to use it. Put it in there. Ken says you can resistor at the beginning of the wire. Oh, that's right. I can. Then it would have to be in here somewhere, which will be harder to get into here than it will be to just add it to this and shove it in the end from the front, right? So there's lots of room in here for my resistor, because this little light's going to be pretty much right at the tip of that. And oh, I've got a hole on the side too where it's going to come through. Does this side have one? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because I used symmetrical pieces to build this. All right, let me get one of these. Seems real big still. I'm gonna cut that off. And Russ says, like button officially mashed. Excellent. Thank you, Russ. Please like my button. Why does nobody like my button anymore? There. Tweezy. Tweezy! Where'd you go? There's my good strong ones. Ah. Sort of straighten that out. All right, let's get a little bit of stuff here. Whoa, that's way too much stuff. We're doing this on a microscopic level here. We don't need that much. Well, almost microscopic. Yes, it's macroscopic. All right, let's see if I can get that. Making good contact. There's still enough on there. No, that did not work. Why? There. Yes. Yes. Alright, so swap that one, put it over there. Grab the blue wire again. Hi, Principal Skinner. I'm learning. Let's see, Howard says you can put the resistors before they go into the Model 2. Oh, yeah? Then I got to keep track of all the wires and where they're going. I ain't about to do that. I don't know if I'm throwing out videos too quick or not, but I think if I go too fast, I might have more videos than people have time. Yeah? I guess maybe that could happen. I don't know. A lot of people out there got a lot of time. All right, let's see if I can get this back together. Oh, should I? Oh, I got that piece. That'll cover it. That'll cover it all. Cover it all up. Yeah. So earlier when I tested it, I just barely touched the wire on there. It only came on for a split second, so it wasn't on long enough to blow it up. There we go. Resisted. I successfully resisted. Now, gotta successfully. Uh-oh, what's going on, Mary?
I need this with a sticker.
Shrinky fell inside there. Come on, Shrinky. Come out of that. Oh, Shrinky. All right, I was able to grab a hold of it. It's a little tight. All right, let's see if I broke it. Oh, success. Okay, so now I'll just pull this back through. Shove it in here. Right like that. Okay. There's that. Howard says, plant-based leather cover. It's not leather if it's plant-based unless it goes through an animal first. And Sick Jim's here. How's it going, Jim? Says hi, chat. Happy Saturday. Welcome. Welcome to Trek Mods, Jim. I'm playing with the little Cardassian. Well, it used to be a Cardassian ship, but it's turning into a Federation ship. Okay, so let's see. That's going to be like this. I'm going to need this much wire to go into there. And I'll need so much more to be able to manipulate it and wire it together because I can't get inside there. Because I wasn't going to put lights, and then I'm like, you know what? Gotta make Donnie happy. Donnie's my buddy. He wants lights. Jim says, I'm good. Hope everyone is doing well. And Trent says, it's a Federation. That's a good one. Welcome to the Federation of Planets. Get those likes up. Why is there none? No one's liking it? It doesn't matter. You guys don't have to.
Yes, they do.
Oh, Mary says you do. Sorry, guys. Mary says you have to. So you better start getting those likes up like
no cookies for nobody.
Jim said. Well, anyone that's not going to Wonderfest isn't going to care about that. All right, so I'm going to leave myself a few inches here. You always want to have at least a few inches to play with. Wait for it. Nobody? Nobody's going to jump on that one? There we go. I couldn't find the sound effect. I don't know. Do I have that one? I don't know. I don't use them very often, so I don't even really know which ones I have. No, I don't have the That's What She Said one. That's the best one. Why don't I have that one? I have this one. Let's just keep this one playing on a loop for my entire stream.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May
Yes.
God have mercy on your soul.
I should just loop that one and constantly have it rolling. Howard says, every time I hear Cardassian now, I think needs to sound like JFK voice. You mean like the Cardassians? We got reports that Cardassians are in the area. I want a blue one now. Which one? Oh, which one is the blue and which one is the white? Oh, dang it. Okay, so the blue is the shorter. Oh, that. There we go. I got it. I got it. Okay, so I think the blue is the shorter one. Well, that's going to have to go in through the back. I'll do the same thing. Let me just make sure. Yes, blue. Blue, blue, blue. I'm blue. Lumpy. Hey, Lumpy. That's Johnny. Lumpy McLumpster. How's it going, John Boy? Nice to see you. Howard says, I yelled at them. There was only 4 when I got here. There are 4 likes. So I wonder how much room I got. It's just kind of in there. You can see my little shrink tubey thing inside there. I wonder if I can sort of push it up out of the way, or did my glue get all the way through? Did your glue get all the way through? If you're blue, you gotta clean out your glue. A little more. Make room for it here. Howard says, that plays in my head all the time. Ken says, seek help, Howard. All right, just trying to get rid of that little lip so it fits in. almost. That whole back hole's a little smaller. The back hole, this hole at the back, is a little smaller than the one at the front. So we're just going to ream it out. My hole stretcher right there. And we'll just open that back hole up a little bit. So it's all nice and cozy like the front one. Oh. So I'm kind of just sanded this on the two sides. I'll just take a little bit more of that lip off there, that little rim. So we're just going to rub the rim here. Just rub the rim on this side. Ken says, I think the hole at the back is smaller. Yeah, it was, Ken, but I reamed it out. And I used my hole stretcher. And now it's a little bit bigger. Now I'm just rubbing this rim just to smooth it out. And not quite. It looks like I just gotta do a little bit more work around the hole. Just pay a little more attention to that back hole. Smaller holes are tight. Yes, sir, they are. By definition, they are. Oh, and we have successful insertion. Oh. See, that's the risk when you're dealing with the hole at the back there. Sometimes when you do achieve insertion, sometimes you might get a little stuck. It binds in there a little bit. Okay, so I got enough room to get that through. Yes, indeed, that is what she said, Ken. That's what she said. All right. That. So the act of melting this first, and pulling that off, that sticks that together a little bit. Now I'll see if I can guide this to exit that back hole. Almost there. Come on. All right, so we're having a little bit of a stiffness problem. It's not rigid enough to traverse the end and exit out the back, so we're just gonna give it a quick little twist and add some rigidity to this wire, and then that way we'll be able to force it into there and it won't bend on the sides of the walls. It's getting hung up on the, look at this little bumpy part right here. It's getting stuck there. Come on. Jim says, any plans for this on a larger scale? Well, I don't know if I had the kit. I got the larger size Cardassian ship, but it's the regular one. It doesn't have this extra piece right here. All right, this is like an add-on piece of the sort of other Cardassian ship. So it doesn't have this. And I've already started working on it, and I made it another other kind of mod out of that one. But if I had another kit, maybe. But this is kind of just for fun. It depends. If this turns out cool, I might do it, because I am in the middle of a larger version of the inserter, which is this guy. So I don't know, you might have already seen this, but this is a 2500 scale. This was the Enterprise B kit, and I modded it into this. I need to change the batteries in this. The batteries are dead. And I'm using 1000 scale Excelsior. So there's my center there, starting to get those shoulders. So I'm making a larger scale of this one, or at least I'm giving it a try anyways. But no immediate plans on it right now. But we'll see what happens. Because I actually have all kinds of other ideas that I'm trying to do. And I have too many projects and too many ideas, too many model kits to choose from. Howard says he's trying to pull out the zit or belly lint when I'm digging in there with the tweezers. Yeah, almost. Trying to bend this in the right. There we go. Almost. There. Did it. I just had to make that stiffer. It still wasn't stiff enough. It wasn't stiff enough, she said. You've got to stiffen up. It's never stiff enough, she cried. I don't know why I haven't given up. Oh, that's like it's melted right together. What's going on here? It shouldn't be stuck together like that much. Come on, you bastards. I guess it's so tiny. Oh yeah, that's right. The ends of these had a little bit of solder on them, so maybe that's what I did. All right, let's get this out of the way. Right now. Yeah, right here. Right here. Okay, so this is me blue. This is me blue. And yeah, I'm gonna cut these again. Get this as small as I can. Wish I had smaller tubes, but gotta do what you gotta do. What time is it? 7:22. Howard says the inserter larger brother, the outputter. Yeah, there you go. Can't say that's what she said. That's what she said. All right, same thing here. There. So I don't think I need a resistor for the blue ones. It says it's 3.3 volts. So that should be good, right? Howard says, yeah, those micro wires are a pain to work with. A little bit. But oh, it can handle it. Okay. A little bit of shmoo on the contact there. A little bit of shmoo on your tip. Don't forget to tip your shmoo. Thought I did have some still. Maybe. Oh, how small is this one? I think it's a little bit smaller. This might be okay. That one didn't take. Can't see the damn wire. Dang it. Okay. So we gotta get these guys out. Ah, dirt on the eyes. Andrew's here. Says, good evening. Look at that, soldering LEDs. Yeah, I'm trying hard, buddy. I'm trying. This is my third of the. It's been going good so far. This is the first one that's actually presented me with any problems. There, that's a better. Okay, so that looks like it's stuck now. there. Try and sort of squish that flat. Oh, I gotta. Clip with no rubber on it. I lost one of the little rubber sleeves. And it caused the light to flip out of there. There we go. Okay, so get the red one in there. Give it a quick little fluxing. There we go. Try to make sure it's making full contact. As they say, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, did I not? I did not. I did not. Maybe I can slip it over. Or did it fall inside like the other one? It did. It did. It's inside. I don't suppose I'll be able to maybe pull it in and get it to go into there. Now that I've done this, if I can't pull it back out so I can shrink that tube, I might be in trouble. I might have given myself a problem here. Yeah, I can't grip that. I'll try to stiffen the wire again, I guess. Maybe I can push it. So what happened was I put the shrink tube on there and then it fell inside the... oh, there we go. It fell inside the piece. And I can't shrink it if it's in there. I can't grab that. Push. There we go. Alright, that does not want to come out with it. Let's see. Success. Okay. Just to get that back. Okay, so I'll shrunk up. Now, I want to try to get it as close as I can to up there. Don't know if I'll be able to. I wonder if I can turn this around. Okay, so I think it's about around up here somewhere. So we'll put these two wires together. See where we're at. Got two reds. Get the blues. First, you get the rhythm, and then you get the blues. Get rhythm. When you get the blues, get rhythm. Drum roll. So I'm not quite getting what I was hoping in there. I was hoping that I would get a nice, maybe I could pull it back a little. Where is it? I can try to push it down a little because it's kind of up at the ceiling. There we go. That's a little better. And maybe I can get it back there a bit. Well, you know what? That's not terrible. I could even put a detail here that's like a glowy blue crystal to try to get more blue light out of it. So my plan was that I was going to mask, or I was going to paint all this. Like I'll mask this part off. Maybe I'll mask this part off too and let this part glow red. That's kind of cool looking. Because we got that detail. Let me just grab the other one to show you. So it's easier to see. So we've got these details in there. And I was hoping for that to kind of be my chiller grill. but it didn't work out. I shoved this red one in there. Well, that's kind of cool. So if I paint around that, leave this red part open, maybe up to here. So then we got like a detail of like a couple of, they look like pipes or little cylinders. There's like two major components right there, and then there's a space, and then it goes to the next little part like that, which is meant to be my chiller grill. Not bad. I think I can live with that. If I can get it, I need a little hook on my pin here. Oh, okay. I'm saying hi to Andrew. Did I achieve a hook? No, I did not. Try this method. There, kind of a little burr there. Where's the peaky part? There. All right, not quite picky enough for me to get a hold on it, but okay, that'll do. Put another something at the back. Like, how many different lights can I cram into this little nacelle here? Howard says it looks cool in any case. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm gonna need position markers. Red and green lights on the nacelles. So let's get one of these guys. I'll start by twisting it right away. Let's see if I can get it up in here. Up in here. Up in here. All right, so it's going to bang into the other stuff that's already there. Yeah, you're right, Howard. It will show up better once it's blocked, for sure. Let's see. Just give me a sec here. All right. I was having an explicit conversation with this wire here. Giving it a what for? So what's happening is it's bumping into the other stuff that I have in there already. So maybe I can push that sort of to the side a bit. Want this to come up under that stuff, not over it. There we go. There we go. So I can see inside there what's going on. All right. So if I just have this sort of glued to the bottom of that, and then make a little hole there, should be okay. Gonna need a fresh glue. Where's your fresh glue? Glue. So I like to just poke it like that, because if I try to do it by screwing this thing on, you have to hold that so tight and you put pressure on it, and then it ends up just squishing all the glue out as soon as you open the cap. Which is probably going to do a little bit of, success. No bad, no bad. Just depends on, okay, I already read that one. Already read it already. Okay, so I want this kind of over here. So I'm going to try to get a blob of glue just kind of down there. That. I want to just kind of pull this. Oh, it's already stuck. Pull this back. And get it to stick down there. So get to it in 1 second. Mm-hmm. Oh, he ain't staying there. What happened? All right, so we got that. It's right inside there. So you can see it right there. It's just sort of kind of floating in the middle. It didn't get glued down to the bottom like I wanted it to, but that's fine, whatever. It doesn't matter because it's plenty bright. And I just put a little hole right there for my marker light. And I'll use the, wherever I have it, those tiny fiber optics that I have. Guys around somewhere. Oh, I found a tiny piece of shrinky there too. I knew I had a piece somewhere. It was just floating around on the desk. Okay. Got that one. What time we got here? It's not even 8 o'clock. Feels like I've been doing this for hours. There we go. That's one done. Just dim the lights a bit. Cool. Cool. If I dim this down, well, that didn't do enough. Here. .5 is not bad. 2.6. 2.6 is a nice, but let's bring it right to 3. .8, 2.9, 3 volts. So there we go. As bright as it's ever going to get. I'm not going to have any more than 3 volts ever into it. So I was looking at my little model there, and I wonder if it's just not getting enough power, and that's why my saucer lights didn't work, because of what I used to power it. I might just need to add it, like modify the power to it, give it more. Because when I turn this on now, you still get the red lights in the... See, that's lighting up for a second, but then it fades out because the batteries are dead. But the red ones that are resisted down to like 2.5 volts still light up. So I might just have to throw more power into my little bottom here, and I might have my saucer lights back. It might just be simply that the little battery pack that's in here isn't strong enough. Pop off that little. There, this should come right out. that. So all this is like three little button batteries, the tiny ones. It might not even be 3 volts when they're full, but the batteries themselves are dead. I'm gonna try putting fresh ones in and see what happens. And if not, I'll try to find an alternative power source for it. I'll see if I can turn it up a little bit. Get it a little brighter. Jeff's back. Captain Charlemagne's back. Let's see. Put my glasses on so I can see what he's saying. Back. Took a little longer than hoped. Oh no, there was an accident. Should have taken 5 minutes, took longer. The lights on the nacelles looking good so far. Thanks, Jeff. It's hard to tell on the camera there. It doesn't look that great because they're blown out by the camera. But it's not bad so far. Cam's is looking great. Was hungry. Howie's busy. So not really. Only 3 people were there. Normally quite quick. What happened was coming home 4 lanes on both sides. Had to merge in because a semi turned on its side. Oh my god. What'd they spill? Did you get anything good off the road? What kind of pizza did you get? Meat lovers with Cajun bread crust. That sounds really good, Jeff. Cajun bread crust. So no pineapple? But you know what? That would be good with Cajun. Cajun and pineapple goes really well together. Luckily, my wife works at a pizza place, so I can get customized pizzas that normally aren't on the menu. She can make whatever she wants. And I like the way Mary does the breadsticks better, also because she doesn't make like batons of breadsticks. She'll do them in like little balls, like Timbits, but little bread dough balls with garlic and Parmesan. They're so good. So very good. I'm going to zoom out a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a break. Let you take a break for an hour. I'm going to go take a break, have some food in me, eat a bunch of stuff, and then we're all going to come back here at 9 o'clock, but not here. We'll be at Canadian Starships, where Andrew will be working. That's where we'll be at 9 o'clock. And then I think when Andrew's finished his stream, whatever time he happens to finish, I'm going to come on again. I'm going to stream again following Canadian Starships and do a little bit more work on this guy. I'll try to get the other nacelle done. I'll do some stuff while Andrew's streaming. I can do boring stuff like drill out all these little windows and make a bunch of holes, stuff like that. The less interesting things that nobody needs to watch anyways. So I'll do that while Andrew's working, and I'll be watching Andrew along with the rest of you guys, I hope. And then when Andrew's done, I'll stream again. So if anybody wants to continue this weird journey of this odd little ship I'm creating, by all means, come on back and check me out after Canadian Starships. So, thanks for joining me. If you don't come back, keep on trekking. We'll see you guys next time. And if you do come back, we'll see you on Andrew's stream and Andrew's chat. And that's it. Keith says great stream. Thanks, Keith. It's not over yet. I'm going to be doing it again later. You guys keep your eyes peeled. Russ says, see you soon. I hope you come back, Russ, if you got nothing better to do. Right? It's okay. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Let's get the outro going, and it'll take an hour to re-energize before we tune into starships, Canadian starships. We'll see you guys in a bit.